Welcome to Yeh University English Newsletter, November 2026, Algae Power for a Green Tomorrow. Yeh University joined the 2026 Balanced Taiwan Week in Tainan. They showed how science can help our Earth. The team shared 3 great topics: greenhouse gases, water recycling, and algae power. What is algae power? It uses tiny green plants, algae, and small organisms, bacteria, to clean dirty water and make electricity at the same time. It is a great way to get clean energy and reduce carbon. Visitors also enjoyed fun activities. They made paper rockets to learn about carbon neutrality and built DIY windmills. This event helped children and adults understand how to protect our environment through simple hands-on science.
Food for thought. Science is not just about rockets in space. It is also about saving our home. Tiny things like algae can make a big difference for our planet. Question for discussion. What can you do in your daily life to save energy and protect the environment?
So picture that green sludge you might see floating on top of a stagnant pond.
Yeah, not exactly the most appealing image.
Right, but now imagine like plugging your smartphone charger into that pond and watching the battery icon turn green.
Which sounds completely like science fiction, I know.
It really does. But it's happening right now. And welcome to today's deep dive, where we're looking at exactly that kind of stuff. We've got our hands on some really fascinating notes from Yeh University.
Oh yeah, from their showcase at the 2026 Balanced Taiwan Week down in Tainan.
Exactly. And our mission today for you listening is to explore how this team is tackling just massive issues. I mean, greenhouse gases, water recycling, but they're doing it from this highly accessible, student-oriented perspective.
Right, they're taking this intimidating green science and turning it into an experience, something you can physically hold in your hands.
Which I think is huge because, reading textbooks about climate change can feel just overwhelmingly bleak.
Totally. And by focusing on a hands-on green science experience from a student's perspective, the university shows that saving the planet is really just an engineering puzzle, and it's one that anyone can help solve.
So before we talk about the classroom side of things, I have to ask about their showcase centerpiece, algae power.
Ah, yes, the star of the show.
Because, well, normally when I hear about algae in water, it's, toxic algal blooms choking out fish. How does this setup harness algae without, causing an ecological disaster?
That's a great question. So it comes down to engineering what's called a closed-loop system. Basically, it's a microbial fuel cell.
Okay, wait. A microbial fuel cell. What does that actually look like?
Well, to introduce the algae power generation principles, you have to start with the bacteria. The researchers take dirty wastewater and introduce specific bacteria to it. And as these bacteria just do their normal thing, consuming and breaking down the organic waste, they naturally strip electrons from that organic matter.
Wait. So they're essentially pulling electrical charges off of garbage?
Precisely, yeah. So by placing an anode and a cathode into this wastewater tank, the system captures those freed electrons and creates a current.
Wow. So that's your power generation right there.
Exactly. And the byproduct is purified water, but the second half of the equation is where the algae comes in.
Right, because we haven't even mentioned the tiny green plants yet.
Right. So this happens in a connected, clear chamber filled with the algae. While the bacteria are cleaning the water, the algae are running photosynthesis. They're pulling carbon dioxide directly out of the air and producing oxygen.
Oh, I get it. It's like a microscopic barter economy.
I love that. A barter economy.
Yeah, like the bacteria act as the sanitation workers, right?
Yeah.
They eat the waste, pay us in electricity, while the algae are basically running the atmospheric scrubbers.
That is a perfect way to visualize it. And it actually gets better, because the oxygen produced by the algae is fed back to the bacteria, which helps them break down the waste even faster.
Oh, wow. So they're actively helping each other out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really represents a paradigm shift. I mean, for decades, green tech was just about, doing less harm, emitting less carbon, polluting less.
Just mitigating the damage.
But this biological system actively restores the environment by purifying the water and the air while simultaneously giving us clean energy.
That is wild. And the brilliant thing about that microbial fuel cell is that it's fundamentally about energy transfer, right?
Yeah.
Chemical energy converting to electrical energy.
Exactly.
But since those bacterial processes are completely microscopic, I mean, the Yeh University team had to find a way to make those exact same concepts visible to everyday visitors and students.
Right. They had to bring the physics out of the microscope and put it right onto the workbench.
Which brings us to the hands-on part. They set up these stations for kids and adults to build DIY windmills and paper rockets.
Which is classic, fun science fair stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about the underlying mechanism here. Like, how does a student folding a simple paper rocket actually learn about a massive, complex topic like carbon neutrality?
Well, it teaches them about an energy budget. When a student builds a paper rocket, they only have a fixed amount of air pressure to launch it.
Right. You can only stomp on the launcher so hard.
Exactly. So if their rocket design is inefficient, say, they make the fins way too large and create excessive aerodynamic drag.
And then that kinetic energy is just wasted.
Yep. And the rocket barely flies.
Ah, I see. So they are physically tweaking these variables to maximize their output using a strictly limited resource.
You got it. Instructors use that physical trial and error to explain real-world carbon budgets, because running a modern society requires massive energy inputs, which obviously create emissions.
So to reach carbon neutrality, you have to engineer your systems, like your electrical grids or your factories, to be as, quote-unquote, aerodynamically efficient as possible.
Exactly. Instead of trying to lecture people on abstract global emission targets, you literally show them that wasted energy has immediate physical consequences.
Right. A poorly designed system just stalls out, whether it's a paper rocket hitting the floor or, a power grid polluting a city.
And suddenly, the intimidation factor is just gone. The underlying logic behind the algae power plant and the paper rocket is exactly the same, maximizing efficiency and balancing an energy budget.
That makes so much sense. So whether you're harnessing microbes to power a light bulb and clean a stream, or just optimizing the fins on a little paper rocket, a green tomorrow really starts with that hands-on curiosity.
It does. It proves that the most elegant solutions are often right in front of us, just waiting to be engineered.
Which leaves us with one final thought for you to chew on today. We just saw how simple algae and bacteria can form a microscopic power plant, which is incredible.
It really is.
But it makes you wonder, what other invisible natural partnerships are happening all around us right now, completely unnoticed, just waiting for us to discover and harness them?
This newsletter features real news adapted into English by AI, published by the DYUILC Digital Content Lab.